Hi everyone, this is Tracy from Snazzy Moon. Today I'm going to show you in a video on how to sublimate a coffee mug in a Cricut Mug Press. I'm going to show you how to set up the design, print it out, tape it to the mug, and press it in the Cricut Mug Press. Okay, so I have a 12-ounce coffee mug here. It's Cricut brand. So I know that we can sublimate on that. We need to measure the coffee cup to see what size design we need to print out. So you get you a tape, fabric tape measure, and measure around. And you can only sublimate so far on these cups because you got to put the handle in there. So I would go on this one here, probably about 8.5 would be the max I'd want to do the design. If you can look right here on this would be where it would start, and 8.5 would be where it would end. So 8.5 for the length, and then you're going to measure. Let me use my tumbler stand here. Okay, then we're going to measure the height or the width, and this is approximately 3 3/4. So we're going to make our design 8.5 by 3 3/4 to fit onto this coffee cup. So let's get the design. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is get a design that we want to sublimate onto our coffee cup. I use Affinity Designer, and I use this for just about everything, and it's great for sublimation purposes. So what you do is you open a new document, come to the 8.5 by 11, which you'll find under the Print tab. Double click on that, and I want to turn this sideways. So let me go back, unclick the portrait, and then click OK. Now I have this right here. I need to go get my design, and I have one already downloaded for this demonstration. So you can download your design from Etsy or wherever you want to download it from. Now I have a 12-ounce coffee mug. This design is for an 11-ounce, and this one's for a 15. It doesn't matter because we're going to resize it to those measurements that I showed you on the cup earlier. So this one here is a lot closer, so I'll select the 11-ounce, click on it, click open, click on the screen. Okay, and we can center this like that, or we can center it by coming up here to alignment, clicking there, and clicking there. Okay, now we have our design. We need to get the correct measurements for it. So we measured 8.5, which is 8.5, by 3 3/4, which is 3.75. So now we have the correct size that we want to print out our image. But I don't want to waste paper, and I can fit 2 of these images on one sheet of paper. So I left click and then push this up to the top. I'm going to press Control C for copy, and then Control V like Victor for paste. Okay, you can't see that, but it pasted on top of the other one. Left click and drag it down. Now you can print 2 designs on one sheet of paper, so you don't waste paper on just one design. So we have our 2 designs. Leave a little bit of border around them. This is your 8.5 sheet of paper. These are your designs. Okay, now what I like to do is group these designs, because if I don't group them, and I turn the paper the direction I need it to be, like this. And then I try to turn these in that direction. It doesn't work out so well. So we need to group those. I can come up here to Edit, Undo, Undo, Undo. Okay. And then Undo. This is like your back undo button. Okay, so we're going to group these. Control A for select all, Control G for group. Okay, you look over here, they're all in one group now. So now these will move as a whole instead of individually. So I'm going to put them back in the center. I center horizontally and I align vertically. Okay, now what you can't print out in landscape mode. Well, you can, but it won't look right. So what we need to do is turn this paper to portrait mode. So click on the back there and then click Document Setup. Switch that to Portrait, then hit OK. Now paper is turned the way that it's going to feed through your printer. We need to turn this designs the same direction. So click on the designs, highlight over here in blue. You can turn it clockwise or you can turn it counterclockwise. It doesn't make any difference. Okay, so now when this prints out, it's going to print like this. Okay, so before you print though, click on your group again and come down here to Adjustments. Click on Adjustments, then click on Vibrance. Once you get to this box right here, set your vibrance to 40% and set your saturation to 10%. That will make a little colors pop a little more on your tumbler. Okay, now we have that. We are ready to print. We're going to come up here to the file, click on that, click on print. You'll see this menu pop up where it says printer. You should see your printer in this drop down box. As you can see, I have 3 printers. I have a 2760 which I use for normal printing, and I have a 15,000 and I have a 4760. So we're going to use the 15,000 for this. Select that, click on Properties. I've already got my presets in here, which I show you how to do in another video. I'm going to be using the 8.5 by 11, which is going to be mirrored the way I have set up. Click OK. Come down here to Color Management. Select Color Handling performed by printer. Rendering intent as relative colorimetric. Hit OK, and then it will print. Okay, I'll see you when this thing gets printed out. Okay, so our design has printed out. I've let it dry for a few minutes, and we're going to turn on the Cricut Mug Press, get that warmed up. All you have to do is press the power button, and when that's ready, it will beep. I got 2 spectators here today. I have Thor and Sasha. So I got a little obstacle course I have to try and walk around here. But we're going to take our design that we just printed out and trim it down so we can put it on our coffee cup. Now I use a Carl rotary trimmer. I like this trimmer. It doesn't tear up my paper when I trim it. Just like to get close to the edge. Just trim this. It doesn't matter if you have a little bit of white showing on this because your coffee cup's white, but I try to trim it as close to the edge of the design as possible. I'm just going to trim one out for right now. I'll do the other one later. Okay, so we have our design, and I'm going to take the coffee cup and turn it upside down. That way I know I'll turn the design upside down. It's a lot easier to line up going from the top of the cup to the bottom. So we want to get our design pretty even. Remember, it won't print, it won't heat all the way up to the handles. That's why I have a little space right here. I mean, I may have been able to go a little bit closer. That's kind of why you have to measure. So that's pretty close. I'm going to take a piece of tape. I got heat tape right here. Put it right there like that. Kind of measure this. And It looks pretty good. So I'm going to put that one side down and make sure this is nice and tight. Pull it around. A little bit lined up right here. I'm a little bit down too far. There we go. That's pretty good. Take another piece of tape and tape the other side. You want it to be nice and tight. And that's all I do is I just put 2 pieces of tape on there like that. And now we need some, you don't have to use butcher paper. I like to use it just in case it bleeds through and that way it doesn't get onto my design, onto my Cricut Mug Press. So I'm just going to cut this real quick. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like that. And I just want it to cover the design. And I've got to cut it right about there. Okay, so now I'm just going to put this over this. This just helps your protect your Cricut press in case of any outgassing, so you don't get ink on your Cricut press. And then we'll just tape this over the top of the other one. Just like that. Now we're ready to put it in the Cricut Mug Press as soon as it beeps. Okay, so I just heard the Cricut Mug Press beep. And so now we're ready to put our cup into the mug press. All you have to do is just set it down in there and kind of line up the handle so you got it nice and even, and then press it down and it starts. And then we'll just wait for that to count down. There's a little light bars on the top there, and as it heats up, the lights will progress, and then when it's finished heating, it'll beep and let you know. So I'll see you when it's finished heating. Okay, we're almost so on the one light left after this one, and we'll be able to take that cup out of that Cricut Mug Press. Okay, so it just beeped. That means we're ready to take out our cup. All we have to do is pull up on this.
Turn it off.
I'll turn it off in just a second. Take that out. Turn it off. And we'll let our coffee cup cool down for a few minutes. And then we'll peel that parchment paper off. And looks like it tried to burn a little bit on the top there. It's very hot. Try and peel this off. Okay, we'll pull that off. Ouch, that's hot. Ouch, that's hot. Anyway, you can let it cool down a little bit before you take the tape off. That's what I would do. So we'll let it cool down a little bit and then we'll start the video back up. Okay, it's cooled down a little bit to where I can actually grab a hold of the corner of the paper. And we'll peel this up, pull this off. Got a little bit of tape left on there. It's still a little warm. Pull that tape off of there. Okay, so here's the design. It looked like it turned out pretty good. I don't see any ghosting. Got a nice clean line right there. Top and the bottom looks good, and another nice clean line on this side. So that's pretty much how we sublimate our tumblers. I don't know, I just forgot what I was going to say there for a second. Sublimate a mug. Yeah, that's so if you have any questions, put it down in the comments. Like, subscribe. You can share this video.